Hi all, let's look at some definitions of numbers. Here we have two formulas that generate even and odd numbers. So if you substitute any integer into this expression, 2n, if you plug in instead of n, let's say 1, you get 2, which is even. 2 times, and let's plug in -7. This will produce -14. 2 times 101 gives us 202, and you can keep on generating even numbers forever using these formulas. So in between even numbers, we have odd integers. 2n plus 1 generates any odd number. So we have 2 times, let's say 2 plus 1, we're going to have 5. Let's see what happens with a negative number. 2 times -3 plus 1. 2 times -3, we have -6 plus 1. Different signs, we have a difference. So resulting integer is -5, which is also odd. Here's a question, is 0 odd or even? So let's see if we can generate 0 using one of those formulas. To generate odd numbers, we have to do 2n plus 1. To generate even numbers, we just do 2 times n. So I'm going to do some trial and error and see what works. So we have 2 times 1 plus 1, this gives me a 3. 2 times -1 plus 1, this gives us -1. Let's see, 2 times 0 plus 1. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1, this gives me a 1. I do not see a way of generating 0 using odd formula. How about for 2n? 2 times, let's substitute 1. This gives me a 2. How about -1? 2 times -1 gives me -2. And let's try a 0. 2 times 0. Ooh, we get a 0. So 0 is an even number. And there is a more fun way of showing it to your students. Let me draw a number line. Yeah. And I'm going to get a few numbers from negatives to positives. So let's have -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna cut it in half. On top we have odd numbers. On the bottom we have even numbers. And this is our 0. That's a more fun way of looking at it. Between two even numbers there is an odd one, and between two odd numbers there is an even one. So here's definition for prime numbers. They have exactly two factors, 1 and itself. Let's say number 3. Out of multiplying, we can only get 3 by multiplying 1 and 3. There's nothing else that goes into 3. Let's say 7 has 1 and 7 as its factor. -11. 1 goes into it and 11 goes into it. Composite numbers are non-zero whole numbers with more than 2 factors. Non-zero because any number goes into 0. 0 can be divided by anything, you still get a 0, except 0. So let's see. 6 has 1 goes into 6, 2 goes into 6, 3 goes into 6, and 6 goes into 6. 9, we have 1, we have 3, and the 9 goes into it. A unit. Number 1 is called the unit. It's neither prime nor composite because 1 has only one factor, which is 1. Just like 0 has infinite amount of factors. 0 times 6 is a 0, 0 times 13 is a 0. And that's all.